Afternoon everybody, Rich here, back for another video for the Diecast F1 review. Here today is the McLaren Peugeot MP4 9 from the 1994 Formula 1 World Championship, driven by Mika Hakkinen. Now this car is the first of the McLarens of the post-Senna era, and I have to say it was one of the worst as well. I think only about 10 points scored in the first 8 races of the season, the Peugeot engine really being, well, the weak link. The car was drivable, it was fast, just not very reliable. With the amount of times the car was running in the top 3, the car ended in a plume of smoke. Most notably in the British Grand Prix, where Martin Brundle's car blew up in spectacular fashion at the start of the race. As soon as the lights went out, the car just ignited into flames. Although, to be fair, the car was smoking quite a bit before the lights went out. I expect the extra formation lap, because of a false start, to pretty much ruin the car. Triggered off well, pretty much its end. Anyway, the car, like I said, it was a fast car. I mean, podiums throughout the season. I think the first podium came at Imola, and then again second place at Monaco, as well as a few other podiums throughout the season. I think third in Portugal. Also, I think second or third in Australia as well for Martin Brundle. And yeah, but first of the post-Senna era cars. Sort of either a way up or way down after the departure of Senna. The Peugeot engine, like I said, not really anything to be proud of, and McLaren pretty much dumped them at the end of the year in favour of the Mercedes partnership, which lasted for 20 years. And I'm glad to see them actually getting somewhere at the British Grand Prix. This is a day after the 2015 British Grand Prix, and good to see McLaren actually getting both cars in the points. Something I didn't expect to see for a while, at least. Anyway, I think Alonso was 5th, and Jensen Button, I think, was 7th or 8th or 9th, I can't remember, but anyway, enough about that, that's future history. Anyway, back onto this car. It's one of the better models of the Minichamps brand for 1994, or I should say Paul's model art. The 94 cars were, some of them were quite good, most of them were pretty good, this one being one of them. I think I had the Ferrari from 94 by Minichamps, and it seemed very fragile, and it just seemed either cheaply made or just not very well put together, or say cheaply made and not very well put together. But this one is pretty solid. It's quite a chunky model. It's no bits are going to just snap off, although the dashboard is a bit flimsy. Wing mirrors are on there pretty tight. Steering is very stiff, so it's not going to just snap off and break. Bit of an issue with this model. I haven't got the box of this one. I bought this one on eBay without the box, and it has shown signs of wear a bit. You can see some of the decals flaked off on the dashboard, and also if you zoom in a bit on the you can't really see it, but where the red decals attached to the white bodywork, there's a yellow strip, or where it's yellowed a bit. It should be white, but it's sort of yellowed. You can't really pick it up on the viewfinder, but there is a bit of yellowing there, sort of gone a bit beige, but not a big issue there. But overall, I think most of the decals are okay. There's a bit of flaking on the rear wing as well, bit of dust as well, which I didn't pick up before, and also on the other dashboard as well. It's a bit flaky, but it's not too bad. So yeah, it's not a huge issue. Also, I just noticed as well the front wing decals, the Goodyear and Marlboro, are a bit yellow. You can pick them up a bit more. You see it's yellowed a bit more there. But away from the yellowing aside, or away from it, overall this is a pretty good car. Very nicely put together, very solid, and it's not going to fall apart, like I said. The dashboards are, like I say, a bit flimsy, and I have to say, Mika does look a bit exposed in this car. It does look very, you're not very well protected at all. It looks very, when you tip the car up, you can see it's a very shallow cockpit. It seems more exposed than normal, whether the driver's not positioned in the car properly or this is how it actually was. It seems very, exposed. I don't know if you can push him down any further, but it does seem very exposed. And it sort of looks like there's a piece missing as well, but I don't think there is. I think that's just the way the moulding is. Looks like the cockpit should go round and smooth, but it dips down a bit there. Whether it's a design fault or whether it has actually a piece missing or how it's meant to be, who knows? Quite frankly, who cares? But never mind. Anyway, just a quick spur around the car. If I zoom out a bit more, sorry. Tip the camera out and zoom out a bit more. That's as far as it would go. And it's very, very similar in appearance to the MP4 8 from 1993, in which Senna made a very competitive car out of a very underpowered car, or underpowered engine. Very, like I say, very similar in appearance. Very low nose, or low nose as it can get. but the only difference really is the side pods. The side pods are very short on this car. There's no crash structure next to the driver, so there's virtually no crash structure on these cars at all. But the side pods are very short. They don't start until the engine cover, and so if there's a side-on impact then the driver hasn't got much to protect him. I think that's one of the issues with this car, or issues at the time. I think Formula 1 had got a bit too complacent, and something had to be done, but ridiculous amount of how short the side pods are and how much crash structure there isn't. Ridiculous. But that's all history now. It's one of my favourite cars. I don't know why I like this one so much. It's just really nicely put together. Apart from the side pods, the car does look a bit weird with the narrow side pods, but for this angle it doesn't really detract much. Do a quick view on the underside of the car. A bit tippy up there, and it's the wrong way round. Apologise. And we got the flat bottom of the car, pre-Imola of course. So we've got the 1/18 scale McLaren MP4 9 Peugeot 1994, as well as the Paul's Model Arts logo on the top there. So it's not a strictly Minichamps, although it's sort of pre-Minichamps at the time. So that's that bit there. I think Minichamps could have done a bit more with this car. I say not with this specific model, but later on in the season they could have done an extra version, say what are they going to say? Versions for later in the season, say second place at Monaco or third place. I think it's third place in Australia. I'm not sure, but anyway, they could have done the rule changes, like the smaller front wings, the engine cover with the slot gap in it. So it's sort of a mishmash, this car is at the moment, of sort of pre-Imola and post-Imola, because the pre-Imola has the flat bottom and rather large diffuser. The diffuser changed later on in the season, and then from Canada they cut a slot in the engine cover as well, which is represented by a decal on the top there. So that's basically just paint or a decal there, but that represents the slot gap in the top of the engine cover. So yeah, it's sort of a mishmash of pre-Imola, post-Imola races. So this is sort of what Minichamps done at the time. I know if you notice with the Williams, when they released the Mansell version, I think I explained this later in earlier videos, but when they released the Mansell version of the car, they didn't make any of the changes that were made in real life. So there's no smaller front wing, changed rear wing, and also the slot gap wasn't added. So all they'd basically done was change the helmet and put another number on the car. Yeah, it's something they could have done a bit better, I think. Overall, though, this ain't a bad model, and I've just noticed as well on the table that there are bloody red paint flecks. The red decals are starting to chip away a bit, and I don't know where they are. They seem to be chipping all over the place. So I shall try and keep this one short. I don't have the box for this one, as I said, but price-wise, they're not rare. I'll say they are pretty rare, because you don't see them pop up on eBay very often, and when they do, they're usually at ridiculous buy it now prices. So it's usually just dealers selling them. If you're going to get one to bid on, you're probably going to spend around 40 to 50, maybe more than that, maybe up to £70 for one of these MP4 9s, whether it be the Hakkinen or the Brundle version. I don't think they released an Alio version. I'm not sure, because Alio took Hakkinen's place at the Hungarian Grand Prix, but I'm not sure if they actually made a model of Alio. But I could be wrong on that one. But I suppose this model in mint-in box was probably about £60–70. This one was a buy it now at £20 because of no box, but overall condition it's fine. So if I put it on eBay now, I'll probably get my money back easy. Not much else I can say about it. I just like to roll it backwards and forwards. It's a nice looking car, and also it's on a smooth table, so it rolls quite nicely. But overall, not much else to say. It's a very nice car, one I would recommend, and it looks good on display with all the other McLarens as well, from the Senna collection and the later Marlboro models. It does look really good in there. You can make yourself a McLaren museum, kind of like the real one, and it will look good on display with them, with the rest of the cars. That's my review. That's all I have to say, and this is Rich signing off, logging off and disappearing, and I shall return with another review. So bye for now.